Oh no!
It's so good.
Just a couple of silly friends talking about serious stuff.
Hello and welcome back to season 3 of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend here on Two Friends React. You may recognize a familiar face aside from mine. Ed is joining us again for season 3. Welcome back, Ed! Yay!
Hey, good to be back.
We had another reactor we were going to bring on, but there were some delays, and eventually they weren't able to join us. So, darn, we're going to have Ed on again. Which I'm
Try
actually
to contain your excitement.
I actually am pretty excited because we've been talking about it, and we've both really been wanting to watch this. Ed has been champing at the bit to watch season 3, so I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yes, very excited.
We left off on quite a cliffhanger, literally.
Oh my God.
She was standing at the edge of a cliff, saying she wants revenge.
Josh yet again doing something impulsive and immature.
Mm-hmm. By the way, if you have not yet watched season 3, folks, please go watch it. There are some content warnings as far as this season in particular is concerned. Highly recommend you look them up per episode because it's going to get a little heavy this season. That said, we are getting into the territory where I don't remember a whole lot from this series. I know sort of the broad strokes, the general things coming, but most of it I don't remember. So it's going to be fun.
And as those of you who watched season 1 and 2 know, I haven't seen the show at all. I haven't seen season 3, so I have no idea what to expect. Enough and I discussed potential content warnings and things beforehand for me, but I really have no idea what's coming.
Yeah, and you said you didn't want the content warnings, so
yes, I'm just excited to get into it.
Yeah. Okay, let's get started on season 3, episode 1. Josh's ex-girlfriend wants revenge.
Wait, does it actually say revenge?
No, I just assume that's how Rebecca Bunch would say it.
Yes, very much so. All right.
Previously on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. The wedding is in 2 weeks.
I had sex with Tanya.
You don't live here.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Paula's whole thing with her husband.
We should have a baby.
Nathaniel!
Oh, yes. Nathaniel and Joe and Trent. Oh, my God. So much happened at the end of season 2. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have questions about Rebecca, and I don't know if they're real questions or if I have the jitters. So
Josh Chan must be destroyed.
Wow. That's amazing. There were so many things I forgot about because I haven't watched it in a few months now, I guess. A lot happened in season 2. Wow.
Okay, so Rebecca hasn't been to work in a while, it looks like.
Yeah.
Aw, they both miss her.
Yeah.
Don't yell at me. I haven't asked about her today yet.
Read the sign with me, Maya.
I don't know where Rebecca is. I do know she's alive.
Because she liked my ice bucket challenge video.
Oh my God, who remembers the ice bucket challenge?
That definitely dates this.
Was there somebody else? Is Josh really becoming a priest?
Why didn't that bitch invite me to the wedding?
Enough!
Oh, yes! Yes! I love her. It's so weird that she's talking now, but I love it. I love Maya. Maya's great.
Sinister music. Our first musical number.
Oh, it's not a Renaissance fair. It's just a bizarre musical number.
Village of West Covina. West Covina. Life was ruined and now no one's seen. Ending in the form of a hash.
Why, Joe?
Where's Rebecca Bunch? Where's Rebecca Bunch? Where's a woman's pride without her man? Man.
Oi, why?
The Jewish chick who got dumped by the ripped Filipino.
I love they're all doing a really good job of these awful English accents.
Yeah.
I have a hunch. Yeah? No, I just like the rhyme.
It's amazing.
Who am I now? My reason for living has abandoned me.
Reason for living? Damn, dude.
Forever
Yeah.
facing pity and stares.
Yeah, that would be hard.
I want revenge for my broken heart, but I'm so devastated I don't know where to start. Fight back.
This is so intense.
To transform from a victim,
She's pathetic.
to a woman scorned, a woman scorned.
A woman's life was ruined and now no one sees.
Right?
Is she still paying rent?
Oh,
Oh,
not the pretzel.
Symbolism of the pretzel.
Fatal Attraction. Okay.
Yikes.
Wow, that was quite an opening.
That was a great opening to season 3.
Yeah, wow. We got to see Mrs. Hernandez sing.
Yes.
Yes. We got to see Mrs. Hernandez sing. But other than that, it was so great seeing all the characters together in this one huge number. I loved that. They all did a surprisingly good, intentionally bad British accent, because they all did the same sort of bad British accent. Like you were talking about in the intro, how this season, goes places, gets very intense. Like even that opening was like, okay, also it's very clear that Rebecca is incredibly depressed. For anyone would be devastated after this, but someone who already has underlying severe mental health issues, this could this could break someone, and it kind of is.
Yeah. I mean, being left at the altar is messed up, and even though it's not her fault, humiliating. I can totally imagine why it would be hard to face people after that, and the looks and the way that they treat you. That's hard.
Beyond just that, it's like they said in the song how she basically wrapped her entire life around Josh, and we had talked about this in previous episodes where all of the titles of the episodes were, Josh's friend, Josh's girlfriend. What about Josh? They all were Josh centric, because in this show, Rebecca's life revolves on everything she does for Josh. And even when it's not directly related to Josh, it's still about Josh's friend or Josh's family or whatever.
Yeah.
So she finally was going to have everything she wants. Everything was finally the way it was, and then boom, just exploded. And that's something I can really identify with, not to this degree, also because it's a TV show, but the idea being when you've really been struggling for a long time, whether it's with depression, chronic illness, or just life, whatever it is, and things start getting better, and things are getting better, and you're doing better and better and better. But underneath it all, because you were fragile for so long, you don't remember what it's like to be good. You kind of have trouble sort of building that strong foundation. So yes, things are doing better, but the foundation is still weak. So when something bad happens, it can devastate you and drop you lower than you've ever been. Sort of like you're building a house on a weak foundation, and you're going up the stairs, and then something happens and the stairs break and you fall. You're going to fall right through the floor where you were before. And that's something that happened to me almost a decade ago, and it's something I'm still working on and processing and climbing out of. And it's a huge lesson that I learned that has helped me at other times where I'm doing really well, building momentum, and then there's something really hard hits that stops the momentum, and I've become much better at sort of not letting myself backslide all the way down. And that's kind of what again, I'm 3 minutes into the season. But that seems very much like what happened to Rebecca. She was so fragile, but things were going well. So when something bad happened, she just could not deal with it because she didn't have the foundation.
Right. Yeah, that's happened to me, especially when it comes to my physical health. And while I do have a lot of trauma in my past, a lot of my depression has come from my physical capacity or lack thereof, and feeling like nothing will ever change, I'll never get better, I'll just be stuck in this horrible loop forever, because that's what depression tells you. And so that feeling of like things are getting better, I'm finally getting out of it, and having a setback is or can be very devastating if you're not aware that that's going to happen. And even if you are aware that progress isn't, a straight line upward, it can still be really devastating. It can still feel like it's putting you right back in the nothing will ever change. Even though there is an overall upward progression, it can still feel that way. Yeah.
Poor thing. She has been through so much. Love has not been kind to her.
Yeah. I'm glad they're working things out.
Thanks. Well, I'm excited about this rule here. Scott sleeps on the couch until he passes the lie detector test 3 times. I've only got 1 test left, and I'm ready.
Okay, I am just...
But she's not.
Looks like it, yeah.
She's not okay with it. I mean, some of these, like a lie detector test is absurd.
Who called this meeting again?
I don't know. I just got an anonymous Google Calendar invite.
And what was up with the subject line? Insidious business?
Yeah, okay, I'm out of here. Not so fast.
She's really doing the turn. Wow.
Looks good as a brunette.
That is an insidious smile, all right.
I had to get here early for the big reveal. Brought my own chair. Hope you like it.
Don't you have to pee?
You've all been wondering.
That is quite a dress.
Yeah.
I have emerged from the cocoon of female submission as a scorned butterfly, dagger in hand.
Okay, you know what? Show's over. Kids, let's get back to work.
Honestly, I'm with Nathaniel on this one.
I just remembered one of my favorite villain songs is from this season. Oh, also, fun little thing is we're filming this just before Halloween. And next weekend, I'm going to be doing a drag performance to a Crazy Ex-Girlfriend song. And
amazing.
I wonder if our viewers can guess which one. If it's Halloween based, that's going to narrow it down pretty dramatically. We have not yet seen it on the show, but people who watched the series before may be able to guess it.
Did you send me a bunch of weird girly crap? You were worried about me.
Aww.
Adorable. You're adorable. I mean, it's kind of sad and unsexy, but you're adorable.
You are, very different.
I am. Oh, I am. I'm invincible.
Oh, or she's heavily compensating.
Walk slowly. I want to watch those pants move.
Oh.
That's a weird way to phrase that.
Yeah, I don't know how, like, I understand the whole point is this isn't good and this isn't healthy, but and I like that it's not framing, like, because of the context of the show, it's clearly not framing it like it's good, you know?
Mm-hmm. Off a scarecrow, so you look nice. Meeting with the bride and groom to plan their wedding.
She's really leaned into that. I love it. That she's finally found her profession.
Yeah, me too.
And she seems very focused.
Great. I love drama.
Drama.
Get it, girl.
She fine.
What else can we say that we don't usually say?
Yeah. Hello.
I love Heather.
A plan to destroy Josh Chan. The Chan plan, as it were. What type of revenge, or as the French say, revanche? Actually, the French don't say that, the word.
Oh,
she did say it!
The revenge. Okay.
Didn't actually remember that she said that, but it makes sense. Of course she did.
I think she might be missing the best way, ignoring him.
Yeah.
Used by victims of injustice throughout human history.
The guillotine?
Coprophagia.
Okay, so I don't know what that means, except that coprophilia means like basically being into poop, like really into poop. And I only know that because I watched What We Do in the Shadows, and Laszlo says it offhandedly once, so I looked it up.
Sure thing.
And yes, that is what coprophilia is. Yes. So that's why I know what it is. I swear. It's because of Laszlo, and my God, I love Matt Berry, and What We Do in the Shadows is amazing. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. But yeah, so what the hell is coprophagia? And please, I hope it doesn't have to do with what I think it does.
I think we're about to find out.
It's poop. It's poop stuff.
Oh, yep. Okay. Yep. It's poop stuff.
What? I'm gonna mail him my poop. But tell him it's cupcake.
I love that after all of this, this is the plan she came up with.
But these bars are different. These bars contain the purest, the most powerful form.
Also, that cut to him like sniffing and being like, "What is this?" was amazing.
I don't have a name yet, but I think after 2 years I finally nailed the recipe.
It's amazing. I am so proud of you, baby. You are taking this idea from conception to birth.
Oh no!
There is nothing I can say that you can't turn into a parenting metaphor.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. It just pops out of me head first. Maybe we need to see a therapist.
Or you could just stop it.
It sucks, but sometimes people are incompatible. And if one person wants kids and the other is diehard set against kids, you're not compatible. And there's no fixing it. There's nothing a therapist can do. That's just how it is.
That's a big
and
gap.
that, you know, like a lot of things in relationships are fixable. You know, I'm terrible with examples, but there's plenty of things that are big disagreements that are fixable. You know, what city you want to live in, who stays home and who works. Those things, you know, can be worked through at least sometimes. But I want kids and he doesn't.
Yeah.
One of you is going to have to give up something that is incredibly important to you, to the point that it's like a part of who you are. Because I do believe having kids is like, it shouldn't be your entire identity, and the people who are like that are kind of not, like, very, very annoying. But it is a huge part of who you are. Having kids, wanting kids is a huge part of who you are. Being a parent is an incredibly large part of anyone's identity, and it should be.
You know what sucks more? Somebody who knows they don't want kids, but strings along a partner who does because they want to stay in the relationship. That's incredibly messed up.
Yeah, because you end up, sometimes it works out, you end up loving your kid and it's okay, but sometimes you end up resentful of your child, and the child can tell.
Oh yeah.
There has never in the history of ever been a child who wasn't aware that a parent resented them if the parent resented them. Because children are not dumb. And if you're around someone long enough, you pick up on it.
And we get Rebecca Bunch.
Yeah, oh my God, yes. Didn't even think about that, but yeah. So I am curious to see where they go with this. Because also at the end of the day, like, Daryl is older and Josh is young. You know, Josh is like 26, 27, 28. He has lots of time to still decide he might want kids one day, but at this point he absolutely doesn't. So even if Daryl is content to say, okay, let's put a pin in this, how about we check again in a year? I think that would be a reasonable thing for Daryl to say, and in the context of a relationship, like, but to keep pressuring him and to try to suggest that therapy or Reiki or essential oils, I think, can help is just not okay.
I mean, I think therapy might help, if only to, like, show that maybe this is an impassable obstacle for them. Like, I don't think that's out of the realm, but continuing to pressure him is absolutely not good.
Not cool.
No.
If that happens, then maybe we can start talking about other stuff.
Oh, now Daryl's going to get in his head to help the ant thing become successful, so he'll be open to talking about babies. He took the wrong lesson from that conversation.
He accidentally eats the poop and then takes a step back and falls down a flight of stairs, and there's a dead body there, and he thinks he killed.
Wow. I love how she went straight to framing her for murder.
Is I have figurative crap on my face, and he's crap. So he deserves to eat it.
I mean, Josh is kind of dumb, but I don't think he would eat shit cupcakes.
It's a little lacking in forethought.
Yes.
We just didn't like it.
See? You see? You're just against anything that I pitch right now.
Oh, okay.
So she's in total victim mode right now, and anyone who disagrees with her is the bad guy. And the idea here being making her ex eat literal crap.
Okay. So this next idea. Hello, is this Casting Call magazine? Yes, I'd like to place an ad.
She does kind of well with the
something better.
with the femme fatale voice.
I'm going to be making a fake sex tape in which my ex-fiance appears to say he hates Jesus. And I'm ruining his reputation and making everyone because he left me at the altar to become a priest. Great idea, right? La revanche.
That is horrible.
He is Filipino, about 5'8", but I will take any Asian you have.
Oh. Honestly, though, the taking any Asian you have line is very funny and sad to me, because that is kind of how Hollywood behaves. Like nowadays, Hollywood's trying to, I don't know how hard, but they're doing better about not casting white actors to play Asian roles. Somewhat better. But instead, they'll cast Koreans to play Japanese and Chinese to play Filipino and you know, etc. And it's like, I guess it's sort of better, but also it's sort of saying all y'all look alike, so who cares? Which is really bad. Like, oh, it hurts. And it is like so cringy.
Yeah.
And just so bad. So the fact that she's like, any Asian will do, I feel like that is whether intentional or not, that is every single like Hollywood casting director out there, it feels like these days. And it is bad.
Yeah, I liked the way that they addressed that in The Good Place when they introduced the Taiwanese monk. He's like, I'm Filipino, that's racist.
Horrible idea. But how would that even work?
It wouldn't, because it is the worst idea of all time.
Worse than the poop, though?
They were literally crap. So we all decided, let's humor her, let her get it out of her system, while yelling at a fake Josh.
While she's doing fake Josh?
Oh! No, it will never get that far.
Narrator, it will get that far.
Speaking of sex, let's strap this thing on, eh?
Oh God, that is not good phrasing.
Pass this test.
Oh, Paula.
Back to being a real married couple.
Oh no. I don't like the fact that he just assumes that once they're in the same bed, that means they're automatically back to having sex. Like, that is not good. Like, never assume sex, kids.
You passed.
He sounds very excited about that.
Maybe tonight we
Oh my God, look at the time. I have auditions for the porno.
I'm a little bit disappointed with him right now because it's so obvious how uncomfortable she is. So he should be sort of like, okay, hon, what's wrong? Let's talk.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Heather. I'm the one who has to be in bed with these guys.
Yeah, and why does it have to be you? You don't have any lines.
Verisimilitude.
Does she just want to bang Josh again? Is that it? Like,
maybe.
Yeah. Wow. He looks...
Is that the actor who plays Josh? Of course.
It's uncanny.
Okay, 1 second. I know what you ladies are thinking, but I really would love to give this role to an American.
Oh, my American is spot on. Okay.
Yeah, because British is terrible.
You want Chicago, New York, Louisiana, Texas, or do you want Southern California, dude?
Oh no. Narrator, they did have sex.
Okay, we are done with the auditions. We found our man. Feel free to give up on your dreams and move back to your hometowns.
Oh my god.
We need to put a stop to this. The more you forbid it, the more they want it, so we just gotta ride it out.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I was just running by, and phone died, so, you know, thought maybe I could come in and juice it up.
Nathaniel is thirsty.
Wow. Theo, my phone ran out of juice? Really? I know we kissed and you helped me with my dad and you were clearly developing some kind of sparkly little girl heart twinkly feelings for me. But then I came back as this espresso hair vixen. You feel no status.
I do love her hair. It looks really good for her.
So now you are understandably obsessed with me.
No.
You're not mesmerized by my sudden lack of interest and my cold, unavailable vibe.
Gosh, these people are unhealthy.
Yeah.
Because your thin shorts say otherwise.
Oh my god.
Right now, I'm really distracted with something else, so just move along.
Auditions are over. You can take the banana out of your pants.
Oh no.
Babe, I've really missed you.
I missed you too.
Paula.
No, don't call me Paula. Call me Tanya.
What? No, what?
No.
I was not expecting that.
And I never want to discuss it.
What the hell?
Okay.
Yeah, what?
Viewers, feel free to tell us what your interpretation of that was.
Have a protein bar?
What? I didn't like that.
They're 52 grams of pure insect power.
This is what you meant when you texted surprise time?
You needed a name for your bars. So I went to the trademark office and I realized if you eat ants, that makes you an anteater.
Okay, it's a great name, but you also should discuss this before doing things with his business.
Yeah. You have to check, like...
You left them there for a reason. That's what my dream interpreter said.
Oh, God.
Dream interpreter.
And I did all this, and people love them, and now your career is on its way, so you can move on to tinier, cuter things.
There it is. The baby thing again. God.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry. I know. I said I was going to try harder, and I messed up. What can I do?
Don't do that. Don't do anything.
Being so manipulative.
Maybe we do need a therapist. I'll get one. A real one.
I like that. Why Joe didn't just say, no, get out, whatever. He's like, no, we need a therapist because there are some underlying issues here.
Let me get this straight. You told Scott to call you Tanya in bed?
This is amazing. How can that be?
Well, sounds like the only way you can feel sexy right now is to imitate the female he chose instead of you. Like, you feel insecure, so you want to be the transgressive harlot he temporarily desired over you.
I love Heather.
Rebecca's gonna realize it's the wrong path. It can't come from us.
Excuse me, is there a PA to fetch me a bagel? I'm a bit peckish, eh?
Oh, come on. Rebecca's gonna come out, take one look at that dude in the towel and freak out.
All right, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Oh my God. I love the Austin Powering, like the Austin Powers thing.
If I'm gonna have fake sex with fake Josh,
Oh no.
Wait. Okay.
Oh no.
If authenticity is what we're going for, I mean, shouldn't we just do it for real?
That is the correct response to his face.
Look up the statutes for porn in the state of California for condom use.
Okay, we're done. Put some clothes on. Sir?
Ow, my vagina! Sir.
Yeah, it's also very illegal. You can't make actors like, you can't sign them for non-porn and then have them do porn. That is not okay.
Why would you put yourself out like that?
Because I don't care what happens to me. Okay, I guess I don't want to get, like, in trouble, but also I don't care. I guess I thought that if I could be near A. Josh, just even a fake one, that things would become clear. You know what? This was a horrible idea.
You know that we are all here to help you take down Josh, but we are not gonna help you take down yourself.
Lying tweaks to make Josh a more sympathetic character.
Oh, hell yes.
I just hope they paid him, because if they
Yeah.
didn't pay him, that's not cool. That's
Yeah.
not cool. Unless he was just doing it for exposure and exposure. Get it? Because he's gonna be naked. Yeah, sorry, bad joke.
Yeah. Cue obligatory die of
Wait,
exposure
what?
line.
What?
Call me David.
What? Dr. What?
Well, he's annoyed because I wore an anteater costume. I just wanted to help your business.
That is not why you did it.
So now you hate babies.
Oh my God.
Oh, Daryl.
He takes everything to the extreme. I didn't say I hate babies. And you go from like 0 to 1,000.
That is not fair.
It is fair, dude.
And you chose me knowing that. I thought you liked it.
I do like it, but also sometimes it drives me nuts.
But you know what? This idiot in 2 days has done more with your idea than you've done in 2 years.
Okay.
This idiot co-owns a very successful law firm. Okay, successful law firm, and is a magnificent father. And I'm sorry, and I'll stop it. But I'm a catch. Start acting like it.
You know what? You're right. I'm sorry, D.
Wow. I love that so much, because Daryl is the one who's always being, crapped on by everyone and treated pretty badly. And like, sometimes it's his own doing. He sometimes does stupid things or isn't considerate of others when he gets overenthusiastic about things.
He can't take things too far.
But he is ultimately, he co-runs a successful law firm. He does accomplish a lot of things. He is very kind and loving. He is a good father, if a bit weird at times, but we haven't seen that in a while. I'm glad they sort of went away from that. Yeah, he is a catch, just because, he's a little older and doesn't look like Y-Joe, because none of us look like Y-Joe, because he is Y-Joe. I do think, like, yet at the same time, though, as much as Daryl is right with everything he just said, he didn't address the issues why Y-Joe was upset. He just said, yeah, I'll stop it. But he said he was going to stop it before. So it doesn't really mean anything to just say he's going to stop it.
Yeah,
right?
I agree with you.
So, yes, that was a moment for Y-Joe, but it sort of feels to me like the show is like, oh, see, it's really Y-Joe who wasn't appreciating Daryl. But also, it was also Daryl sort of stampeding over Y-Joe because he wants to have a kid and isn't really taking Y-Joe's thoughts. Like, they both have things they need to work on, which is good, because we were sort of only looking at it from Y-Joe's perspective, that Daryl was pushing and being too Daryl.
Which he was.
But it was both of them. But that brief scene sort of turned, instead of saying, yeah, both of us have things to work on, it's, Y-Joe, you need to appreciate me. And they sort of glossed over the fact that he was pressuring him to have a kid. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see.
I mean, yes, it did need to be addressed that Y-Joe was not taking Daryl very seriously. And I feel like Daryl was sort of brushing aside what he's been doing and not taking that as seriously as he needs to.
Really excited to see where they go with this, because I love both of those characters and I love their relationship.
Yeah. He was being super manipulative.
Yeah, which is not okay. But it does, I'm not going to say it comes from a good place, because it's selfish. But they clearly do love each other, and they just need to work on the respect that needs to come with love. And I think they're both capable of it. And that's why, like, sometimes you look at it and it's like, wow, these two are just not okay. No, they are two good people who need to put in the work, and they're capable of it. And I'm curious to see where the show goes with that, because I really like their characters. And like I said, I like their relationship. So
They always make everything about them.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Ugh, the reason we're in this situation is because men are so terrible.
Don't get me started on men.
Don't get me started on men.
Oh, I know what song.
Song.
I know the song.
Yes!
They're horrible. Oh my god. I do remember this one.
Yes, 80s.
It's our right to get righteously mad at every member of the opposite sex. Oh God, we hate them.
Heather has such a good voice.
And then high five each other as we make a bunch of blanket statements.
my god, I love these outfits.
All 3 billion men are like this. All 3.6 billion. And why do men never listen and only think about themselves, as opposed to women who always listen and never think about themselves? Let's generalize about men. Let's generalize about men. This is some kind of primal ritual we need now and then. All men are stupid and childish, even the ones who are smart and
Hey, what about gay men?
Oh, no, they're fine.
your sons are gone.
Oh no.
Sons are gonna be rapists.
Oh god, I need a minute. Oh my god. Woo! Ooh. Oh, I hurt my throat laughing at that one. Oh gosh, wow. Ooh. I'm okay.
Let's focus for now on straight men.
Okay, I'm good. So one thing I will say though is I am incredibly offended because I mean wings, porn, fart, snore, whatever, like excuse me, I don't like wings. Okay? Not all men like wings. Just saying. Just saying. On a serious note though, on the one, I mean, the song itself was just tons of fun. I enjoyed the song. Anytime I get to see Heather sing, I'm, very happy. And I love I love 80s music. It's so just, it's fun. Whether you like it or not, I don't believe in the idea of, oh, it's cringe or guilty pleasure. No, you're allowed to like things. Don't ever let someone shame you for liking things that are, otherwise harmless, right? Hey, guess what? I like Nickelback. So do a lot of other people. I don't know why they get all the hate. Just as an example, I like Nickelback. They're fun. Their music's fun. So I really enjoyed the song, but at the same time, it almost felt like the hashtag not all men anthem a little bit. Like it's making fun of people who generalize about men, but like but the whole point is that like it's too many men, and most men who aren't actively bad don't do enough to curb the problem. Like I saw someone say this thing that I saw online, yes, it's not all men, but it's always men. So like on the one hand, the song was great, it's a lot of fun, but I don't actually love the message because again, like, yes, it's not literally all men, but it's always men. And more importantly, it's systemic sexism, misogyny, patriarchy, etc. that is the problem. And we as men aren't doing enough as a group to do something about it. So it almost feels like, I think this episode must have come out around the Me Too movement, maybe before the beginning of the Me Too movement, I should say, maybe a bit before. When was the Me Too movement? I thought it was like 2015.
But like, I think it's a lot of fun. And I do think that there are issues with generalizing any group of people and stereotyping them in that way. And I like the way they pulled in gay men and the stereotypes that we have with them, which you mentioned earlier. I do think we are starting to move past that as a society and in popular media, but it is absolutely a trope. Something that GBF, which I've brought up before on this channel, explores as an entire film.
GBF?
Yeah, it stands for Gay Best Friend.
Ah, yes.
And the point of the film is to sort of examine those tropes. And it's a fun little flick. I really like it. There are issues when you start to generalize any group of people, and this song is just sort of making fun of how we feel the need as humans to do that sometimes. How it can be really cathartic and help even if it's problematic, it can feel good and it can be a way to like bond with other people. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the line about like how this is a bonding ritual. I really like that line because yeah, there is something to that. Like, so I'm sure some would argue, and I think it's a very reasonable argument that like, no, it's not good because you're just reinforcing or you're feeding into unhealthy attitudes. And I understand that, and that is a very valid argument. I personally do believe that like sometimes like if you're hurt, sometimes just saying dumb things and sort of just like putting it out to the world, even though you're not going to do anything with it, like I think that's fine. And if it helps you feel better, sometimes that can even have value. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be careful about who you're saying it to and who can hear it because you don't want it to be actually harmful. But yeah.
There's also different ways to do it, right? If you start generalizing against, you know, queer people, against POC, that genuinely leads to violence, and that's literally what certain groups are doing now by trying to put like, oh, all like the old one, all queer people hurt children. They say that to justify violence and laws and whatnot against LGBTQ people. No one's enacting laws against straight men. No one are roaming the streets looking to harm straight men. So it is very different in that context.
Like the rational part of my brain isn't working lately.
Yeah, and that is one of the things that I am really mad at Josh about. He turned the smartest person I know into a sad wannabe porn star.
It's a little sex shamey, little shamey about sex work, which but it's also very, unfortunately, very normal. That's just a thing people do. So it's very believable, but
I should totally sue his ass or something.
Yeah, like if you want to be a porn star, be a porn star. We support you.
Do it safely. Take care of yourself.
The idea there is tons of case law that justifies suing him on behalf of Rebecca on like several fronts.
Whoa, that's such a smart idea, Paula.
Thank you.
Way to go, Paula.
My idea?
Oh my God.
Josh, publicly, you get to maintain your dignity and you become a hero in the process.
Dignity. I love her drunk voice.
That's a great idea. I mean, that's hard to argue why that isn't the perfect idea.
Well, is it? It's brilliant. I'm brilliant.
You're so smart.
It was my idea. Can't anyone hear me?
Why don't we?
Oh no!
Amazing. One up top.
No!
Am I dead? How did I die?
Valencia.
Oh God, I hope she's okay.
I am so horny.
I don't want to call you Tanya this time.
Oh.
Because I don't want Tanya.
Oh, that's good though, because I killed her. I just came up with the best idea ever. Call me Paula.
Yeah, Paula.
I'm still a little confused by all that, but okay, good for her. Taking it back.
Hey.
Oh.
Think about the baby thing.
What? Oh.
Okay, just wanted to say that. This thing is amazing. You were right all along. I should have never doubted you. I've already gotten like 500 pre-orders, so honk honk.
Aww.
Why Joe is sweet when he wants to be.
Okay, are we talking specific intent or negligence?
Speaking of negligence, I've been meaning to ask you, who's Robert? You said his name out loud on the cliff with all those other abandoning turds, and, you know, you seemed really upset about it, and...
Oh, I forgot about Robert.
Loved, and he was a male dog, and he ran away and just left me one day.
That's the same, like, excuse her mom gave.
I'm Nathaniel's date. He wanted you to see me, so this is what I look
What the fuck? Oh, no.
Hey, I was very specific about what I wanted with Casting Call magazine.
That is not okay. God, Nathaniel is so thirsty.
I do, but it's honestly, it's so heartbreaking. I can't.
Yes, it is.
Like, what could be more emotionally satisfying than parsing the fine points of tortious interference?
Right? And this is gonna make you feel so much better than pooping in a plastic container.
Totally.
She did it. She did it, didn't she?
This is way better.
Is it? You're suing something? Oh, no. 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 Oh my god. No. No. She's not doing too good, is she? Wow.
Not a good idea.
No. So I was wrong. She did not end up sleeping with the fake Josh, but she was fully prepared to until Paula stopped her.
Mm-hmm. Yay, Paula.
Yes, yay, Paula. And I like that Paula's getting her mojo back. I still like, I'm a little bothered by Scott not sort of realizing that things were wrong, but also like Paula didn't communicate with him. So like you and I have talked about on previous episodes, you can't ascribe motivation to someone else, right? You have to take people at their word.
Yeah, but at the same time, they've been married for decades. Like, you should have some understanding of when she is uncomfortable. And she, like, even we as the audience can see that she's uncomfortable. I think a check-in would have been good.
But also, men are dumb and oblivious and only think about wings, porn,
burp and fart,
farting and snoring.
Yeah.
So, you know, what do you expect from us? You know, we're very dumb. That was sarcasm for anyone watching, just so you know. That was sarcasm. Wow, this season got off to a start, shall we say? And I see why you like Nathaniel. Like last season, he was a total kind of douche, but now he's like, he showed a little bit of like kindness at the end, but now he's kind of sad.
He's got an arc.
He's honestly kind of pathetic. Right now, like he literally hired an actress to come in and pretend to be his date to what, make Rebecca jealous?
Yep.
It's also like he's a very rich, very good-looking guy. Like he couldn't have just gotten someone on Tinder.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that. I guess he just wanted somebody who could really boss around very easily.
Well, that's it. It's for someone like him, control is definitely a thing. It's also Tinder would have taken effort to convince her to come by the office and make sure she's dressed properly, whereas he just calls an acting agency, pays a few $100, she shows up and leaves. Like it's for him, the money is inconsequential.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier. Like the amount of time he saves is worth more money than the money he spent.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah. That was a great first episode of season 3.
Yep.
We didn't get the theme song yet.
Oh, that's true.
But we did get a good opening medieval peasant song.
Oh, the musical numbers in this, the opening number, the medieval theme number, and the and that 80s number were amazing. I loved that. Yeah, I enjoyed the episode, and I'm like, as I've said with this show many times before, I can't wait to see where they go with it. I loved the Y Joe and Daryl focus that this episode had. I like that we got all the girls together. I mean, I love Valencia and Heather. They're awesome. Yeah. You know, this episode had everything I liked. Except an English Josh Chan. That hurt me. That was painful.
At least it was fairly brief.
Yes.
And something that's changed this season versus last season is we have a Patreon now, and we're doing films and exclusive content. Extended length videos of our films are on Patreon. They're usually like twice as long as what we put on YouTube. If you would like to support a couple of disabled friends, we would love your support there. But we also love having you here, and we really love reading your comments, and we enjoy interacting with you and just having your presence. So thanks so much for being here. We hope you have a good rest of your week.
Bye.
And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Whee!
And to come back really quickly to the harm that can come from generalizing and stereotyping marginalized groups. I've been working with a great team over the past few weeks to start a GoFundMe for trans and queer people who are currently facing serious harm and death threats and threats to their safety. So if you would like to contribute to that, the link is in the description, and we hope that you stay safe and feel supported, and we love you.
Thanks so much.